Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to all of you. Computer Solutions East and Syncretic Solutions have partnered to bring you a 5-part webinar series on Microsoft Dynamics CRM. It's known as Get to Know Dynamics CRM Online. I am Prashant Rao, Marketing Manager from Computer Solutions East. We are Microsoft Gold Partners and Managed IT Service Providers in the Tri-State area. With me is Ian Smith, owner and president of Syncretic Solutions. You are down-to-earth Microsoft Dynamics CRM and cloud solutions provider in the greater Philadelphia area. Ian is a Microsoft certified professional with dozens of Dynamics CRM implementations for companies large and small. Trust me, if you want to know more about Dynamics CRM, he's your guy. I will just take the first 5 minutes of the presentation to brief you through the agenda and make you familiar with the flow of today's webinar. From there, Ian would take over and explain more about Dynamics CRM Online. This being the first webinar of the 5-part series, the session would largely focus on questions like, why should a business like us worry about creating a better experience for our customers? How to make most out of your business opportunities? Mind you, when I say business opportunities, I'm not talking about sales opportunities, but opportunities to provide a better overall value to your customers and in turn grow your business. How Dynamics CRM adds value to your business, and that would be in 3 phases. Opportunity management, how to track the status of your sales opportunities and close them faster. Mobile productivity, how to get all the information you need while you are on the go. Business insights, how to analyze the available data with you and make effective decisions. This would follow with a brief question and answer session and then the details about next webinars in the series. What you see on the screen, I think it should be, what you see on the screen right now, on the left is the representation of your webinar panel on your side. During the webinar or question answer session, if you have any questions, you may type them in the questions window. We would want to make the webinar as interactive as we can. This way, we would be able to direct the webinar to bring more value to each of us. During the webinar, we would ask you your opinions about different issues related to the topic on a quick poll. Also, if anyone has any technical issues or difficulties during the webinar, please feel free to voice it out in the questions box on the webinar panel. So before we move ahead in the webinar, here's our first quick poll just to get going. So the question is, what are your current what are you using what are you currently using as your CRM system? So there are different options that you have, which starts from something which is very analog, from a pen and paper, to a step higher, Excel, or Dynamics CRM. You probably would be on Dynamics CRM already, or you have other free or paid CRM systems. Okay, so I'm seeing people giving the answers. Right. I will be closing the poll in a moment. Great. So we have received answers, and it seems 20% of you actually work on other CRM systems, and most of you are already on Dynamics CRM. So this is an opportunity for people who are already on Dynamics CRM to know how to make a better use of Dynamics CRM. And people who are using other paid CRM systems, you can actually see how different it is to use Dynamics CRM instead of what you're currently using. Going back to the webinar, the first question is, why should a business like us care about giving a better experience to the customers? And the answer is right there. 86% of the consumers are willing to pay more for a better customer experience. According to a 50-point survey done by ThinkJar, that's a consumer experience research company, 65% of the consumers have left a brand due to a bad customer service. 72% of all internet users are now active on social media. who are always ready to voice their opinions online about good or bad experience with a product or service they have used. 68% of the internet users actually trust these consumer opinions that are posted online, and they base their buying decisions on them. Now, how does that work? This is where it gets very important, your reputation. If you do or do not treat your customers well, that will differentiate you. That is how you will be able to win customers and make them stay with you. Ultimately, growing your business is your ultimate objective. So we need to keep our reputations intact. I will now invite Ian to take the floor and begin with his presentation. Ian?
Thanks, Prashant. We are talking about opportunity management today, and we're talking about engaging customer experiences. Microsoft Dynamics CRM does not have to be too complex, too difficult to learn, or difficult to adapt for your users. It doesn't have to be. What we're going to be talking about is how to take CRM and make it work for you. So let's go ahead and get started. So what if you could take Office 365, which is something that is inclusive of a number of tools that you already have at your disposal, and make it easy to manage opportunities in your CRM system. So what we're going to cover is focusing your efforts on the best opportunities, closing sales faster by making your sales team more productive, creating great customer experiences by being more responsive, and in the end, differentiating your company as one that your customers will be more likely to want to do business with. So are you making the most of your opportunities? We're all busy. Some people in businesses just seem to get more done in the same 24 hours. Some of the common challenges that we're going to be focusing on today are trying to identify the right opportunities, being productive from anywhere, sharing information and collaborating effectively, and reducing complexity and being consistent in our processes. All this should lead to an improved customer experience and growing your business. So we're also very interested in proving that there is an easy path to implement Microsoft Dynamics CRM Online. It's easy for businesses of any size. We use familiar tools like Office 365. There's a whole slew of tools in the suite that we're going to be showing you today, including Office 365 Groups, Skype for Business, OneDrive for Business, Outlook Web Access, Dynamics CRM Web App, Power BI, and everybody's familiar with Word, Excel, and Outlook. We're also going to show you the CRM Mobile App. So all of these tools are available. They're all pretty much included in the price of admission for CRM Online. We're going to talk today about an overview of the CRM system. Then we're going to have a webinar for each of the main areas that you see here to help get you started. You don't have to get started with a big bang. You can do it one step at a time. And our sequence is going to be an overview today, and then 3 weeks down the road we're going to do a marketing automation piece with Click Dimensions, and then we're also going to do a deeper dive into opportunity management, which is sales automation, and then we're going to talk about how you can maintain those customer relationships with great customer service case management. Finally, we're going to emphasize social engagement with Microsoft social engagement software that integrates with CRM, and that'll help you manage your reputation, and also occasionally will allow you to turn tweets into leads. The value of Microsoft Dynamics CRM is that it's easy for everyone in your organization to get the information they need to help deliver those great customer experiences. You'll be able to use the Dynamics CRM Mobile App to be productive from anywhere. And you're going to be able to use some great tools that we're going to show you today to gain business insight that will help you make decisions to help grow your business and focus your efforts on the right issues, problems, customers, opportunities. Our first challenge is customers in general have high expectations. When we're dealing with our customers, we want to have a consistent story to tell. We want to know that our people that are on the front line dealing with customers, whether it's administrative staff, salespeople, customer service, that they have the information at their fingertips that makes them look intelligent, makes them look like they know what they're talking about, and that we're not having crosstalk where different people are sending different copies of a proposal to a client. We know who the people are that we're dealing with before we talk to them. We have access to information so that we know about their company, we know about their industry. We have connections into those customers with LinkedIn and the ability to network these days. It's almost like too easy. But if you don't have those tools or you don't take advantage of those tools, you're not taking full advantage of the opportunity. And also, to have a little bit of research before a phone call and to find out who you know at that company can either turn a cold call into a warm introduction, or it can help you by saying that you know somebody at that company, getting an inside perspective of what's going on there, and having a list of conversation starters or detailed knowledge of customer information and past interactions when you go to talk to somebody for the first time. So it helps take that lead and make the conversation easier and turn it into an opportunity. The screen that you see at the right is at the center of the sales process, and we make optimal use of the resources. This is a traditional web client interface, and what we have is a screen that maximizes the use of screen real estate, so the navigation area at the top is collapsed when it's not in use. Everything is mobile-friendly, touch-friendly, responsive. There's a context-sensitive command bar at the top. Then we have the guided business process flow, which we're going to talk a lot about today, and we're actually going to use in our demo. I'm going to replace the traditional sales process with a little bit of a demo process to make sure that I don't miss anything when I'm going through the presentation, to make sure I show you all the capabilities of the system that we're going to be able to cover in the next 45 minutes. So that's in the middle there. We have a shared. We have all the interactive history. I'm going to go over again this opportunity screen when we get to it, but there's a lot there. It's a great layout for having all of the customer information in a centralized location so that you have your single version of the truth of all of your customer history and interactions. So that makes it a lot easier to keep in touch with your customers on a day-to-day basis, because you know what's happened in the past, you know what's current, you know what's coming up in the future. You can see the emails, the phone calls, the history, the current status of an opportunity, any future meetings that are coming up with a customer, any cases that are open. And again, this just helps you interact with your customer and give them that experience that they're the most important customer on your list that day. Again, we're going to do this with tools that are familiar. We're going to start out with Outlook Web Access. We're going to convert a lead to an opportunity right from your Outlook Web Access. You'll notice today that I don't have my full version of the Outlook client open at all. I'm using everything online. So it's a CRM Online centric presentation today with Office 365, Outlook Web Access, OneDrive, SharePoint Online, all of the typical online applications. So Microsoft being mobile first, this is what we're going to be showing you today. So you have online applications at their best, and they're all tied together, integrated into a cohesive suite of applications, and really a consistent process that's going to make your day-to-day work more productive and effective. So, Prashant, I believe we do have a poll question here.
Yep, I'm just putting it out.
All right, and then I'm going to jump into the opportunity management demo.
Correct. You would like to talk more about the quick poll?
Sure. I think we're just talking about. It's a real quick question here. The poll, the research that we saw said that while 86% of customers, I forget, Prashant, exactly what the statistic was, but while the customers, go ahead.
86% of the customers they uh, they are willing to pay more for the better customer experience. That's what it was.
Okay, so I think the ironic thing here is, well, 86% of customers say, you know what, give me a better customer experience. I'll pay more for a better customer experience. Then the follow-up question is like, okay, well, how many of your vendors do you think are actually providing that exceptional customer experience? And the answer, that probably should have been the poll question, but the answer, remarkably, was 1%. So if you can imagine, that's kind of harsh. If customers are saying that their vendors, only 1% of their vendors are providing this outstanding experience, think of the opportunity that if you can really start to deliver better customer experience, what would that actually mean to your customer and your bottom line? So, Prashant, most people, 2/3 majority here, say they think they can do better, and 1/3 says, you know what, we're not doing that bad. So I think that's fair. Goes along with the statistics. Most people would presume that there's room for improvement, and the folks that are doing well, you know, maybe you're already taking advantage of CRM, and today you're here just to learn a little bit more about what CRM Online can do and how it can interact with some of the new features that CRM 2016 is bringing us.
Yep.
So I'm ready to jump back into the presentation. So I have to share my screen again, right? Oh, I'm already sharing my screen again.
You are.
Okay, good. The poll is closed. I am gonna, you can tell I'm on a Windows 10 machine here. I have my Cortana down there on the left, and I have this nifty way of popping open all my screens here. So I just have a couple of screens open, and I'm just gonna refresh my CRM Mobile while we're waiting. That occasionally needs to be refreshed. And I'm going to start in the Outlook Web Access. And I have an email that came in here from Jeff Stone, and it's asking if I know where he can get a good deal on a 3D printer. I might just be able to help him with that. So I'm going to open up my CRM web app with the Dynamics client installed. And it just takes a second to fire itself up. And I'm able to track this email, same as you would track an email in the full Outlook client. And I'm also going to convert that email to, I'm going to convert the tracked email to a lead. And occasionally, I have a little bit of difficulty doing that. This is live webinar presentation, folks, so you're getting the full experience of working with CRM Online, Outlook Web App, and here we go. So we have a lead, and I'm going to call it, I'm just going to have a naming convention here with the guy's name and what it is that he's looking for, and what company he's from. Now, I have not spoken with Jeff yet, so I don't know what his budget amount is. I don't know what his purchase time frame is. I'm assuming currency is US dollars. Now, if this email was actually coming in from Jeff Stone as opposed to a demo email from me, it would have captured his name. I'm not sure it would have captured his job title, but I think he's a buyer because he's looking to buy something from me. And we have his company name. And I'm just going to say that his email address would have been captured if it actually came in from him. Again, this is a demo environment, so I'm just going to say jeff@pwc.com, and his phone number, yeah, I'll just make it up. Okay, and then I'm going to save that. I'm just going to wait for that to sync up a couple of seconds. And you can see I have a hyperlink here, so that should take me right into the CRM system. So this is CRM Online. It's CRM 2016. And this is coming at you on May 20th of 2016, so we do not yet have the Spring Wave update for CRM yet. It's not quite released yet. But if you're watching a webinar, if you're watching a recording of this webinar, just to let you know what version we're on. So I have here a lead, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit F11 to maximize my screen, so hopefully you'll see it a little bit better. And I just have a guided business process here, and I've customized it quite a bit to make it particular to our demo process as opposed to a traditional sales process. So I'm going to talk about the user interface. You can see the things I'm going to talk about are actually steps in the various stages. So a traditional sales process flow would go through a qualify, develop, propose, and close. Depending on your sales methodology, these steps can be customized. And I have customized it because my process today is to demo the solution to you, to demo the system to you, and not actually to sell you a 3D printer. That's just the demo. Okay, so I'm talking about the user interface. I've kind of showed you a little bit on the screenshot, but here's where we can access all of our menus, and you see how the menus collapse when we don't need them? So that maximizes the use of the screen real estate. I'm on a lead right now, so I went to sales and then leads. If I'm here, I can see my recently viewed records. I also have recently viewed records here, and I have recently viewed views here. I use this a lot because it really helps with the navigation going forward and backwards through the screens. We're going to try and make a minimum use of pop-ups today, so one of the things that's nice about the user interface is it doesn't create as many pop-ups as the old CRM systems used to. So that helps keep your focus. It helps avoid distraction. It helps avoid confusion. People can be more productive. They can stay focused on the task and stay focused on their customers. This is a bookmarked navigation helper here. So you can skip around the screen depending on the tabs that you have. This is the command bar, so depending on what I'm doing on this particular lead, I have command buttons that are context sensitive. I have a global search, I have a quick add, I have an advanced find, and I have my personal options and settings. So again, the main focus here is the guided business process flow. I'm going to go through the steps for each stage of the process. The rest of the user interface, again, summary. I have activities, which are basically just the one email that's been tracked for this lead so far. I have stakeholders, which could be the lead person himself or any other decision makers that are involved in the process. I have insights, which is I'm going to show you next. I have competitors and all these things that we're going to show you. So I have talked about the user interface, so I'm going to check that off my list. I'm going to say, is this lead associated with an existing account? I'm going to say that it is. So I just hit Save Now, and what I'm going to show you is that we have Insights now comes to life. It's realizing that we know who this account is, so I can see everything there is to know about PricewaterhouseCoopers. I have company information, industry information. So this is before I even make my call to Jeff Stone. I have all this information at my disposal to have company information, industry knowledge, background, connections, so people that we know. It says here that I'm connected to people at PricewaterhouseCoopers, so I have some connections there. These are connections that I have with my LinkedIn, and my LinkedIn contacts are uploaded in a very summary fashion as connections into the Insights product that is built into CRM Online. So this enables a great way to get an introduction, so a warm introduction now instead of a cold call. I can also see buzz, so I know what's happening, what's happening on LinkedIn. There's a lot of times you can go right out to the person's Facebook or LinkedIn profile from here. You can definitely access their Twitter account. So that's a great way to get a warm introduction then, instead of just calling somebody out of the blue. I call them company information, connections, and conversation starters. So I've covered the insights, and now I'm going to call Jeff, and this is another integration. This one is not quite built into this demo environment, but if it was, I could be calling without having to pick up the phone because I have an integrated calling system right from my CRM, so that's part of Office 365. So it's not actually going to work today, but it could easily be integrated so that you're able to call right from your CRM system, right from your Skype for Business. And the Skype for Business has other features too, where you can patch people in that might be available for a conversation. So if you have a product specialist, if you're worried about pricing, if there's a competition and you need to make a deal with the client at the last minute, you can find people's availability by just looking at their presence indicator, and you can pull in the management team that you need, the sales pursuit team, to make decisions on the fly, to have a conference call, to do a screen sharing session, to assure the client or prospect that you have the insurance requirements, that you have the references that they might be looking for to close a deal. So that's another great way that the integration's built into the system. And you can see after I pulled up the Skype for Business and I had the presumptive phone call, I'm going to say that I had a conversation with Jeff and that it was an intro call and that the call went well and that he gave me a bunch of information, and now I'm going to enter that information into my system. You can see right away I have a phone call history now that shows that anybody can come in here and see the notes from my phone call. So I added the phone call. I'm checking that off my list. Jeff told me what the purchase time frame was. He said it was immediate. He told me what the budget was, $15,000. And he said that there was going to be another person involved in the purchase process, so I'm going to put it down here as a committee purchase process. And he said that the estimated close date was probably going to be by the end of this month, if not next Wednesday, the 25th. So now when I go to hit save here, I can either hit save or I think I'm finished everything, so I just try and qualify the opportunity. It's going to say, wait a minute. You indicated that the purchase process was by committee, but you have not confirmed that a decision maker has been identified. I set up a business rule to make that happen. So now just to show you, if I said it was an individual person in the purchase process, I wouldn't need to confirm the decision maker because I have Jeff Stone. But if it's a committee, then I need to fill something in here. And Jeff said that James Jones would be involved in the purchase decision. So I'm actually going to go ahead and add James Jones as a stakeholder here. And now I should be able to advance my lead to an opportunity by qualifying it. So I've pretty much done all the hard work of qualifying my lead. And so now I've advanced to the next stage. And the next stage in our CRM system, a lot of the key records are accounts, contacts, leads, opportunities, and customer service cases. Well, we just switched over entities, so now we're no longer on a lead, we're actually on an opportunity record. And you can see we're able to keep our focus because the process transitioned smoothly from a lead record to an opportunity record. So I'm going to continue with my demo mode process as opposed to a traditional sales process. I'm going to say switch the process, and this is again a demo process, and our demo is to show you how the CRM system works, not necessarily to actually sell you a 3D printer. So I can identify that a decision maker has been identified, and I can show you it was just cut off my screen, that now both Jeff Stone and James Jones are identified as stakeholders on this meeting. And another interesting thing that happened on the fly was that a salesperson was added to the opportunity. And I have a real-time workflow that said, depending on the geographic area of the parent account of the opportunity, go ahead and assign the appropriate salesperson to the sales team. So that's how that happened automatically. And in my process, it says add a salesperson to the team. Well, that's already done for us. It was part of the automation that, again, helps salespeople stay focused, be more productive, have less administrative things to worry about, and again, just kind of go through the process in a wizard-like fashion with a checklist. I'm going to skip capturing the summary for now. I mean, I could obviously just type in something real simple here, like looking for one 3D printer for next week. Okay, and I've talked about the business process flow. I'm going to go ahead and create an Office 365 group next, just to show you how that collaboration works, or it's really just a tool that facilitates the collaboration. So it's going to ask me if I want to create a new group or if I want to search for an existing group, and that's really helpful because sometimes you might have groups that are set up in different areas of your organization. So while I'm talking about that, I'm actually going to let that get started creating because it does take a couple seconds. I could have it create automatically. And the Office 365 groups is tightly integrated with Office 365, as the name indicates. And basically what it enables you to do is have a group location for your sales team that's surrounding a particular opportunity that has a shared calendar. It has a way to share local conversations here. You can have a OneNote notebook associated with this opportunity, so you can keep all your notes about the opportunity in one place. So basically, I've accomplished everything now in this stage of the opportunity. I'm just going to go ahead and advance to the next stage. I'm going to add a sales appointment. So I go to my activities, I go to add, I go to appointment. And so we're going to see a lot of this stuff further down the road. We're going to see it in the mobile client. So that's why I'm just being careful to add all this information, because it's for the effect of the demo, so that we can see these things when we go to our mobile device. We can see we'll be able to see the documents, we'll be able to see the appointments, we'll be able to close the appointments, we'll be able to add new appointments in the mobile client for this opportunity. So I'm just going to say who's involved in the opportunity. I'm going to certainly invite my salesperson, and it's easy to add these folks. Jeff Stone is already required. I'm also going to include James, the decision maker. And the subject of this meeting is Jeff Stone. I just have a little bit of a naming convention here. So this is Jeff Stone appointment regarding the 3D printers. And it's going to take place in Washington Crossing, PA, and it's going to happen today at 2 o'clock. So I just hit save and close. And again, this it's a lot to remember, but because I have my checklist here, I'm just cruising along. So I'm going to go ahead and upload a sales agreement, and I can either do that from my Office 365 groups, or I can do it from the documents area. This is upload. Upload a sales agreement, and there it is. Go back. Again, it's very easy to navigate back. I haven't opened any other windows really since I started this, so I don't have pop-ups. Not saying that I'm not going to have any, but it's a lot better than it was with older versions of CRM system. So I'm just going to go to that location again. I'm going to make sure that that location is synced. So I have the nice thing about that is when I sync the location of the Office 365 group, that I'll actually be able to have a a local drive on my computer that I can save documents to easily, so I can do save as and just browse to a location. So I'll show you that. Just hit sync now. I already said sync now. And you can see now this is working in Office 365. Your files are syncing, blah, blah, blah. Okay, got it. All right, gotcha. Okay, so we're in Office 365 now, and this is really the same thing, this Office 365 and this Office. I can get to either one of these from the same place. I'm going to go back to my CRM. I have opened the location. I have synced the location. Next thing I'm going to do, again, just sticking with the wizard process here, is I'm going to select products for the opportunity. This is a nice little navigation here. I'm going to go right to products. So that's, again, a nice little hidden feature there that a lot of people forget about, but it helps you be more productive because you spend less time scrolling. It's just a couple real quick clicks, and you're down to the product line area, the tab of your screen. And it just wants to know what kind of price list I'm working with here for this customer. I could probably figure out a way to have that default in based on the customer type. I'm going to do system calculated and select existing products. Type the first couple letters of a 3D printer, and I'm going for the carbon fiber 3D printer 20-inch. And I have a nice feature here. I could just sell them the one $15,000 printer, and that's what they asked for, and they'd be satisfied with that. But if I wanted to provide an exceptional customer service with better bottom line results, I really should think about cross-selling and upselling. So in this case, hey, do they need a 3D scanner to go with their 3D printer? I mean, who doesn't need a digitized desktop 3D scanner, right? And of course, you're going to need consumables sooner or later. Helps get you started and keep it going. So now we've just done a little bit of cross-sell, upsell opportunity, and I'm going to go right back to work here. I've selected the products. I'm going to print an opportunity summary. This is what another new CRM 2016 thing. And this is the command bar. It's context sensitive, so it knows where we're at, and that word templates would be an applicable thing to do here. And I'm going to generate an opportunity summary right from the product order. So I'm going to click on the word. I'm going to show you that we've generated a Word document from a Word template. So this is a sales opportunity. It's like a quote. It's customer specific. You know, we just type that in, that they're looking for one 3D printer for next week. We know what company it's for. We know what opportunity is for. So we have a lot of good information that just defaulted in from the template here. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to save this. I'm going to do a file save as, and this is another thing I'm going to show you here where we're able to find our local drive, and you see I already have the SharePoint in there, the sales agreement, and this kind of like in SharePoint, which is part of the Office 365 groups, which is part of your CRM. So it's all integrated. So I'm going to say this is the Jeff Stone 3D printer quote. Save it. Wait for it. I can close this out now. I'm done with it. Check it off the list. Now I want to email it. So in this case, I am going to kind of toggle screens here a little bit. And I'm going to go back to the original opportunity. I'm just going to hit reply all. And I'm going to open up this little section here that allows me to put in a CC to David, CC to James. Didn't quite come up with James. Okay, I'll skip that for now. I'm going to say to Ian Smith. Why did it say to Ian Smith? Okay, because it doesn't. It thinks Ian Smith is Jeff Stone. Okay, so I'm just going to say, hi Jeff, great talking to you. Here's the sales agreement and quote as we discussed. Look forward to meeting you in person next week. Okay. Regards, PQ, and send. Okay, so back to CRM. Check it off the list. Okay, we are pretty much done with the sales opportunity phase of the demo. There's one more thing that I'm going to show you here, which is Cortana. I'm just going to say I'm going to show it to you, and I'm going to advance to the next stage. And then I'm going to go down here and just say that Cortana is now integrated with CRM. This is a Windows 10 thing. It'll also be on your Surface devices. So if you have a Windows Surface device, Windows Surface Pro, or a Windows 10 laptop or desktop, your Cortana is going to be built in. Cortana is also integrated with some other things. So it's, in this case, it's integrated with Power BI. It's integrated with Microsoft Dynamics CRM. It's integrated with LinkedIn. It has my local address. It knows where I work, so it's going to give me directions to appointments that I have coming up. It's not showing me all the deals here. There's the Jeff Stone deal. So it actually is opening it. I didn't really need it to open that. So the Cortana is, in my opinion, it's getting there. It's not quite providing a lot of usefulness quite yet. But I did show it. It was part of the demo. And let's see. The next stage of the process, again, going back to my guided business process, I think I need to get back to my PowerPoint for a minute, and I'm probably a little bit behind in time. So I'm going to just run through the PowerPoint fairly quickly for the next couple slides. Basically, everything that's in this slide deck here, I'm going to show you. We're going to talk about mobile devices and how they enable sales reps to work more efficiently when they're out of the office. They work with a consistent process. They keep things up to date. They don't have to come back into the office to update documents. There's a minimum of the automation helps minimize the administrative work, and the process again keeps them on track with a consistent process. So we have a quick slide here, a poll to show about mobile productivity. Prashant?
Yep, already on it, yeah.
Sure. So for the folks that are in the audience, you know, how are you working it today? Do the salespeople have to come back into the office to fill out, to update their information on the customers, or do they have a mobile device already? I can't quite read all the answers, Prashant, if you can manage that for me.
Yep. So we have our poll results in, and a large number of people actually voted that their Salesforce, the sales team, has to actually come back to the office to update it on their system. 20%
Okay.
of the people are still have them updated through emails, and only 20% of them have a CRM which enables them to update it through mobile phone.
Okay, that's great. So we have an opportunity then to convince you that this mobile device does work. So I've recently refreshed this, and it's ready to go. And I'm just going to maximize the screen there. So hopefully you can see it okay. And actually, I didn't refresh it, did I? So let me hit the refresh button. So this just makes sure that my information is up to date. So I can see my Jeff Stone opportunity right here. And again, I have a very similar guided business process here that I do in the full web client. I'm going to review the menu and review the search and review accounts and contacts. So the menu is really pretty simple. It's just all the various different opportunities. All the different entities. Here you can see all the opportunities. So it's a nice screen there to show all my open opportunities. The search is it's a multi-entity search, so you can, if you leave no filter here, then we can put in everything we know about Jeff Stone. We have a contact record, we have an opportunity record, we have an upcoming appointment. And then if I look at my active accounts, first of all, I mean, this is like a dashboard, right? So you have views, and you have your activities, your opportunities, your leads, your accounts, a dashboard, some other metrics. So the nice thing is with this, you can just scroll through and see all the accounts. You can go down to PricewaterhouseCoopers and drill down on it. You can find out everything about that account. You can see all the contacts at that account. You can see any. We don't have any cases set up for this one yet. You can see the recent opportunities. So going back to my opportunity. That's not the right one. Go back to Jeff Stone. I've reviewed the menu with you, so I'm just going to update the check boxes on my guided business process. I've reviewed accounts and contacts. I'm on the opportunity now, so you can see a lot of information about the opportunity. You have all the relationships, including the owner, the people who are involved in the opportunity. I can show you the documents. And these documents actually open up right from here. So this is a great thing with the mobile is these documents just open up right on your mobile device. So obviously this is a mobile app running on my Windows desktop, but if it was a full mobile device here, those documents would open right up. Same with if I just go back to the opportunities real quick. I don't think I'm going to have time to show that, but trust me, if we wanted to, we could open up the Excel template from here. In fact, I think what I'll do is I'll show the Excel template right from here instead of showing it as the first step of the Insights section. So I'm going to go Home, I'm going to go Opportunities, and I'm going to show what's available to view from Opportunities. I can select the view. I can change it to all opportunities. Then I can actually run an Excel template. So this is actually the first step of our business intelligence or insights section of the demo, but we're running close on time, so I'm going to do that as part of the mobile presentation. I'm going to kill two birds with one stone here. I'm just going to show you that the Excel document can be opened up right on your mobile device. And the nice thing about this Excel template is that if you have a whole bunch of opportunities in the CRM system and you really want to manage them in Excel and you want to create a nice looking Excel spreadsheet and it takes you a couple of hours to do all that formatting, that's awesome. And the cool thing about it is that when you get done with that formatting of your Excel spreadsheet and making it look nice like this, you can actually save that right back into the CRM system so that next time, a week later or at the end of the month, when you go to rerun that report from CRM system as an Excel template, you don't have to do any reformatting. It comes out in the same format that you spent all this time, configuring this first time. So that's an Excel template. You can run it from the mobile device, and it's going to save you a lot of time formatting Excel. You just have to do it once and then save it as a template. Getting back to my mobile productivity demo. Jump to this one. Keep checking things off my list. So just want to show you a little bit more about this opportunity. So we have the open activities that are open, the competitors, the stakeholders, the sales team, the product line summary, and the product line detail, all on one mobile screen that's responsive. It's scrolling this way. It's touchscreen friendly, obviously mobile friendly. And this works on all devices. It works on Google Android devices. It works on iPads and iPhones, and it works on the Surface Pro devices. Pretty much works on any device. So there's a mobile app for your device for Microsoft Dynamics CRM. I'm going to get into the opportunity now, and I'm going to actually just create a new opportunity. So the first thing I'm going to do is activate this opportunity. I'm not sure I'm going to have time to actually create a new opportunity, so I'm just going to say at the end of the day, we have something called task-based experiences, and this is customizable, and it's based on your needs and what your standard business processes are. But after a particular meeting, if you want to make a follow-up or a contact on an opportunity, you just go ahead and look it up here, and it's designed to minimize the administrative burden of keeping things up to date. So I'm just going to assume that we're updating this document and say that we're done. But you can add a contact, you can update an existing contact. And you're done. So that way you don't have to come back into the office, and you can stay productivity on the road. And so I'm going to say that we've got most of that stuff covered in our mobile, and I'm going to advance to the next stage just as I would if I was on the full client. And right now we're in our business process, business insights section. So I'm going to show you Excel template dashboards, except I already did that, so I'll check it off the list. I'm going to show you CRM dashboards. I'm going to show you Power BI, and let's do that real quick. So CRM dashboards, there's a dashboard for each of the main sections. So our main sections being sales, service, marketing. We have a dashboard for each of them, and then within those dashboards, so really we have a menu item for each of them so that you can have a favorite. So if I said that this particular sales activity was my favorite, I would just pin that. And this is a real nice dashboard. I have a funnel chart, I have a bar chart, I have a whatever kind of chart you call this, but you can have line charts, bar charts, pie charts, and you can have traditional views, and these views can pop open. Everything's hyperlink sensitive, so you can click on the opportunities that you're most interested in and get right back to them. So that's traditional CRM dashboards. They've been around for a while. They work great. Also, I mean, if you don't think that they work great and you're having a little bit of a hard time with them, you can actually crack the XML on some of these dashboards and pretty them up a little bit and get them to look more presentable. But in general, they're super simple and quick and easy to generate and easy to maintain. Power BI is a new thing. It's not as new anymore, but it's very powerful. It's part of Office 365. It's like business analytics for everybody else. Let me escape from this. Okay, at least need to get to this desktop. And it seems like my Power BI, there it is. Okay, I close this one. Okay, so here's my Power BI. And so this is like big data analytics for any size company. You don't have to be IBM anymore to have big data analytics. You don't have to be Walmart. these tools are available today. This is an out-of-the-box dashboard that works with CRM Online, and you can get up and running with it in less than 15 minutes. This is a sales management dashboard. There's also going to be one coming up for customer service, and in our next presentation we'll show the same dashboard for click dimensions for marketing. It's an interactive dashboard, so when you click on a particular segment of the categorization of the data, then it filters all the other data accordingly. So that's really just scratching the surface of Power BI. It's a great analytics tool. I can also show you that we have Insights. So what Insights does is it provides an analytical perspective, like an analytical analysis, to be redundant, of all your data. And it looks at it the way a computer artificial intelligence would look at your data. And it's basically looking for just what it's saying here, category outliers, trends. It's counting up the various things that can be counted and just showing you some really interesting information that actually some of it may not be that useful, but every once in a while you're going to have an aha moment and say, wow, I didn't realize that February had more sales opportunities than any other month, and who knows why. But there's probably a reason for it, and one thing you can do then is you can go back and query your data yourself, and you can start to ask your own questions and say, well, what about our opportunities by sales pipeline? What about that? And you can say, oh, well, here we can find that one phase of the pipeline has a lot more in it than the other phases. So are we just not advancing out of that phase fast enough, or are we just stuck in that phase? You can also look at information by owner. So these are the owners of the opportunities. And that's another way you can just begin. This is called natural language querying, and you can begin to look at information. And what I would like to do is take the insights information and start to get some ideas on what might be interesting, and then come over here and start drilling down on it a little bit more with the natural language queries. So we're going to go back to our mobile process here and make sure I covered everything. I got the Excel dashboards, I got the CRM dashboards, I got the Power BI. I showed Power BI drill down, insights. I showed natural language query. I'm going to close the opportunity as one. I'm going to advance it, and I'm going to close it. And say OK. And that ends the demo portion of our presentation. I'm going to go back to the slideshow, and I just have a couple more slides that I'm going to breeze through here because I think our timing is just about up. So we covered the business insights, and again, no time to cover all this in detail with PowerPoint presentations. You've seen the actual demo of these pieces with the Power BI dashboards. A cool thing, one note about Power BI dashboards is very cool, is that there will be a way now, and we've already done this, but you can take all of your data from CRM Online and replicate it into an Azure database, and that way your Power BI's dashboards can run against the Azure database, and they run a lot quicker. And you can also use some of the powers of actually having a database at your disposal as opposed to the CRM Online database, which is behind the scenes that you don't have direct access to. And you can build your data warehouse and your Power BI analytical structures against the replicated version of your CRM database, which is sitting in an Azure database, which is inexpensive and very quick, and gives you more power and flexibility to aggregate the data in the ways and summarize and filter the data in ways that make building the Power BI dashboards easier. So that concludes the Power BI section. And again, just to wrap up, we've talked today about these 3 pillars of the CRM Online system: opportunity management, providing consistent customer information, staying in touch with your customers, providing that customer experience, mobile productivity, business insights. And we're going to be covering these topics here again in deeper dives pretty much every 3 weeks on Friday afternoons at the same time. So the next one up is going to be the marketing automation, and then sales automation, and then customer care, case management, customer service, case management, and social media marketing. Social media engagement. Microsoft social engagement, thank you. Okay, so this is the value proposition. It's a CRM Online. It works seamlessly with tools that you're already familiar with. You can get access to all your customer history in one place. You have one version of the truth. Everybody's working from the same page of the playbook. And it's reliable, it's affordable, it's an enterprise class, cloud first, mobile first, business solution. You can depend on Microsoft, you can depend on your Microsoft partners. Basically, we're saying it's not that difficult to implement, it's easier than you think, you can do it one step at a time. It's affordable, it's time, realize those gains in productivity and provide the customer with the kind of experience that they're expecting. What are the next steps? That's up to you, but please call us and let us know if we can help. Computer Solutions East and Synchrotech Solutions co-hosting this webinar demo today. And we hope to see you at the next one in 3 weeks' time. And I'm out of time for this hour, but I'm available to hang around if anybody has any questions for us. If not, we wish you a great weekend. Prashant, thank you for co-hosting with me today.
Thank you so much, Ian. I actually have 2 questions that we had received along with the registration, so I would just push it out to you. I'm sure you have already answered that in the presentation. So one of the question was, I have a field service organization. How will Dynamics help me improve my operations? Ian? Ian?
Field service. Wow. I don't think we have field service in our pipeline to kind of tackle that vertical. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, yep, we can hear you. Yes, yes.
Am I offline?
No, you're not. We can hear you.
Hello? I'm not sure if anybody can hear me or not. Oh, okay. Well, I was saying that Field 1 service is the answer to that question, because that's Field 1 customer service is coming with CRM 2016. It's actually already existing, and it's going to be improved continually. The Spring Wave, I know, is going to offer some improvements for that, but there's a great opportunity there.
Perfect. Another question that we had was, how do I best integrate Office 365 to CRM?
Okay, well, that's it's kind of a slam dunk. Hopefully I answered that question. We had a lot of integration there today. In this demo, I'm going to recap it and say all the different things that we integrated. We had Outlook Web Access, we had Office 365 Groups, we had Skype for Business, we had a combination of, well, Office 365 Groups includes SharePoint Online. We could have also uploaded documents to OneDrive for Business. And we had the Dynamics CRM Web App, which ties right into the Office 365 Outlook Web App. We had Word, we had Excel, obviously we had PowerPoint, and Power BI is also something that comes with Office 365. So that's a good question to wrap up with. Appreciate everybody's attendance today, and hope to see you again in 3 more weeks and on down the road. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend to you too.